pagi.
salam sehat,
Maaf ini, tadi Tabanan ini. Baru diberitahu setengah jam yang lalu, baru saya diberitahu bahwa hari ini meetingnya.
Iya, tapi beliau tetap always available.
Okay,
always available.
available.
That one thing I know from you. Ready all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the most important thing, he always, wow, surprising me. Look,
Oh, thank you.
Well, so healthy, so strong.
I take that as a compliment for me.
Yeah, it was
I always try to make difficult thing easy, and the easy thing become even more easier. That was my my purpose.
Yeah. And I'm the one of your followers, so I
do it.
Learn a lot of things from you.
Yeah, please spread the information in the economic faculty, because it seems to me that not too many activity connected to the MOU that already been made.
Oh, yes, I will. Yeah.
Thank God that Mirsa very responsive to my invitation.
Oh
yes. We would like to make some activities that fill the MOU, not just MOU on papers, but we would like to translate that into action, operational. That's what I would like. Terima kasih. Good morning, Pak Udiana. Selamat pagi, Pak.
Still bit busy.
Ya.
Latihan. Acara akan segera dimulai.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Attention please. The Entrepreneurship webinar, the graduate program of Linguistics, will be started. Okay, good morning and welcome to Entrepreneurship webinar, how to become a young entrepreneurship for learners. The Honorable, the head of graduate linguistic program Warmadewa University, the Honorable, the secretary of graduate linguistic program Warmadewa University, the Honorable, the head of international office, the Honorable, the lecturers of graduate program, and all of the participants in this webinar. First of all, we would like to thank God for blessing us in a good spirit so that we can hold this entrepreneurship webinar today, Wednesday, 19 May 2021. And ladies and gentlemen, on this webinar, we have several agendas. First is registration, opening by Master of Ceremony, speech by the head of international office, and also opening this webinar today. Webinar will be hosted by a moderator, discussion, and closing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the registration and opening by Master of Ceremony already finished. So that we will move to the next agenda. The next agenda is speech by the head of international office, and also opening this entrepreneurship webinar today for Dr. Chandra. Time's yours.
Thank you, Bu Mirsa. Thank you, all of you. I cannot see all of you, all your face in my small handphone, because I made this little speech from away from home. I'm in Tabanan right now. I got the information that the opening will be this morning. I got it 30 minutes ago. Please, Bu Mirsa, next time, give me more time to remind me that the meeting will be started. Ladies and gentlemen, Uh, it is really a surprise call this morning from the head of the linguistic program of Warmadewa University that a plan that had already been set up for a few days, finally we can open today. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw some of you. I'm familiar with some of you already. I think Ibu Reggie is there. Ibu Reggie, good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Pak Suniasta, I knew you very well. We have been traveling several times together.
Yes, always good morning. Yeah.
Also a lot of students with bright faces, very beautiful. And please be more relaxed, not a lot of tension on your head. So make it smile. Agung Dian, I don't know. Okay, good. Pak Udayana, good morning. Okay, good.
Good morning.
I just would like to make it. I just would like to make it a little bit informal, because what I need to see from all of you is your active participation during the plan that we already been set up with Adling. Understand that English Geek will be participating also, and is Made there, Bu Puji, Bu Ready? Is Made joined from English Geek?
Yes, he's around. Hello,
Okay.
Mr. Kade.
Good morning.
Okay. Okay. Good
Nice to
morning,
meet you
Made. Oh, thank you that finally we made it after several time of delay, postpone, and but now I'm very happy that finally we can make it. Ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, I circulated the invitation to each department to plan something, some activities, real activities that can be used as the memorandum of action instead just memorandum of understanding to all departments. And thank God that response came from some department already, and faculty of architect. I think in the very near future, faculty of physics and faculty of agriculture will be filling the program. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship is one of our basic topic now in the future. So I would like all of you, particularly all students, would like to. I would invite you to put more attention in this topic, because it will be very beneficial, not just for the institution, but also for you after you are finishing your program. And I know that our counterpart, English Geek and Adling, will help us working together to make it come true in our daily activity. I don't need to speak that much, because I know that every one of you ready to start the activity. Again, thank you, Adling. Thank you, English Geek, Bu Puji, Bu Ready, sorry, Bu Ready, Made. I don't know
Yes,
your full name, but Pak Suniasta, Pak Udayana, for making this program possible. Again, good luck, and I would again would like to invite your active participation during the session, and I would like to announce also that the activities for today's linguistic and for the graduate program is officially open. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kandra. And ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is the main of this event, Entrepreneurship Webinar. How to Become a Young Entrepreneurship for Learners will be hosted by a moderator. Our moderator today in this webinar is Dr. Igusti Agung Diat Susanti, SSM Hum. She is a lecturer of graduate program of Linguistics, Warmadewa University. Okay, for Miss Dian, time's yours.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much for the Master of Ceremony. Om Swastiastu, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Namo Buddhaya. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Head of International Office Program, the Honorable Head of Linguistic Program, the Honorable of Master Management, and also the Secretary, the Honorable Speakers, and also all of the participants. First of all, let us thank to the Almighty God because of His blessing. We can meet here on this webinar. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of today is about how to become a young entrepreneur for students. Ladies and gentlemen, the agenda of today's webinar are: the first is presentation by the speaker. Today we have two speakers. Each speaker will have about 15 minutes to present the material. And then for the second is discussion session. And then the last will be closing. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the presentation, let me introduce the speaker. The first speaker is Ikade Swastika, SS EG Deep. He is the director of EG Learning Center, and also he is the expert of EST curriculum. He is also as the scholarship consultant. And then about his educational background, his S1 degree was in Udayana University in English Department, Faculty of Letters. And then for his S2 degree, his master program was also in Udayana University and also in University of Birmingham for applied linguistics. And then for the second speaker is Ana Agong Ayu Redi Pudianti MPD. She is the founder of EG Learning Center and also the directress of EG Learning Center. Her educational background for her S1 degree was in Unixa University, and for her master degree program was in Unixa University also. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the first speaker, Bapak Kadek Swastiko SSTG Deep, to present his material. Well, Mr. Kadek Swastiko, you will have about 15 minutes to present your material. Time is yours.
Great. Okay, so thank you so much for the moderators. First of all, my distinguished international office, head of international office, Dr. Kandra, thank you very much. And also for the all the participants and committees that held these seminars today. Actually, it's kind of honor for me to be invited and actually talk something that maybe it's kind of really in my background, but I do learn something about that and do some practice on that. So, say this is a presentation, so just sharing material for all of you. And then the title of my today's talk is that
I'm sorry, Mr. Kade, it is mute.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Yeah.
okay. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable International Office Chairman, Dr. Kandra, thank you so much for the invitation as well. And all the Honorable Committee and also the participant of today's talk. So I'm Kadek Swastika. Again, I'm the director of EG Learning Center as well as the founder of it. Been described about the moderator about my background, so I wouldn't say that much anymore. And today, I wouldn't say this as a presentation, but just sharing thought and a short talk about being an entrepreneurship and the roses and thorns. So that would be my point that we're going to talk today. And later, my talk will be outlined in several parts. So those are, okay. I'm going to talk about what's actually called by an entrepreneur. So what is entrepreneurship actually about? And why mostly people want to be an entrepreneurship instead of being a workers. And then how, if you want to be an entrepreneur, what kind of step you need to have or what kind of skill, attitude, or the knowledge you have to master. And then the fourth is, why do I decide to be an entrepreneur? And later at the end, I'm going to talk a bit what's actually said the students from linguistic part they can take as a job option if they want to be an entrepreneur, which is some of them I did already. Right, ladies and gentlemen. So what is being, so what's actually entrepreneurship? Some people give so many definition of that, but based on the journal or then something I have read about that, then actually entrepreneurs come from the word, the French word, which means then undertake or try something. It means that when you are going to be entrepreneur, so there's several things should be as a criteria when you are. Firstly, being an entrepreneur means that you establish a business. Secondly, being an entrepreneur, that you have a chance to create a job for other people, of course. And then being entrepreneur is where you are able to manage the resource you have. Of course, beyond that, there are so many things which you have to be really dare to take the risk of what you have been established before. And of course, at the end, everybody want to do so. This kind of a job, being entrepreneur, you or we want to get a profit, of course. So this criteria, I would say, will be represent, or if you do something or if you build a business which is this kind of criteria exists on that, then you are an entrepreneur. Then, so why people want to be entrepreneurs? So instead of they just getting a certain university or company, then they work based on the job description that given by their employers. So there are several six genuine or six main reasons that I'm trying to summarize. Why do people choosing to be entrepreneur? Firstly, because they want to develop or enhance or sharpen their personal creativity. Somehow, some people doesn't really happy when their creativity doesn't accepted by their company where they work. So therefore, they choose to be, I just want to have my own business. I want to bossing my job. Secondly, they want to get rid the stigma that I have to sit in my office from 9 to 5. So they want to be free. Okay. Thirdly, they have a passion to learn something new. Yeah, because being an entrepreneur, you have to really be able to give something different, something unique. Then people will recognize you as something they need to find out. And of course, the fourth one, you have an ideas, a strong ideas to build up your business, which might be different from one to another. The fifth, then you want to do something better. Sometimes being entrepreneur, I myself, I don't want to really bounded by the bureaucracy, something like that. So I want to have my own business or company that get rid those kind of things. So better without this kind of let's say unimportant thing actually. The sixth, which is kind of maybe too good to be true, but there is a possible to do so, then an entrepreneur want to change the world. I mean, then change, it doesn't mean it changes every single thing, but at least they offer something new for the world, offer something new for the society. Therefore, they can give a very positive and promising result for what they are built in their entrepreneurship. So then after knowing this part, somehow we will think, so what's the difference between let's say entrepreneur or businessman? Can we say that every businessman is entrepreneur, or entrepreneur is a businessman? So somehow this kind of thought will come up in our mind. So for those, if you have any question, just pop up. Maybe later we will have some discussion session. But if you have something to ask about or comment, just open a chat room. Right. And the fourth one. So if I might ask you, what is actually different between businessman and entrepreneur? Yeah. Why? What is the difference? Okay. For those who want to who are in this webinar, you may chat on the chat room. What is actually the difference between businessman and entrepreneur? Okay, so you may chat. Okay, please type something on the chat room, and you may put up your mind. What's actually the difference, or let's say the distinguished thing matter from a businessman and entrepreneur? Okay. So, any chat? Oh, not yet. Okay. So let me. Right. So there are 6 characteristics that differentiate between a businessman and entrepreneur. The first is about about time, nature of job, decision making, effort and commitment, risk taker and goal. So let's look at from that part. Talking about time, so actually entrepreneurs have unlimited time. You can work every time, everywhere you want to. Instead of business, they somehow they have a consent in their mind, so I have to be in office from 9 to 5. That's all. In addition to that, I just do whatever I want to. Then being an entrepreneur, you are very flexible about your job, right? It means that you try to really ready to accept any changes happen during running your company. Instead of businessmen, they are really somehow it's very hard to work with the changes somehow, because again they are bounded by the bureaucracy, the rules, something like that. And about as a decision maker, mostly entrepreneurs, they decide by themselves. So that's why later on we are going to discuss what the skill attitude an entrepreneur should have compared to a businessman, where they follow decision made by others. They should be okay. They somehow they have to run something that decided by other people. And about the effort and commitment, right? So being entrepreneur, you have to be continuously unstoppable, okay, in some effort. While being businessman, sometimes you have a low, because again depends on your salary, depends on the company's service to you as well. And risk taker. Being entrepreneur, means that you are ready to take all the risks. Somehow you didn't get your payment being entrepreneur because you are trying to focus on your company development. Meanwhile, in businessman, the risk taker is very low because you are not the owner of the company. You just follow the rules. You just do your job description. And again, about the goal. Of course, the goal is that as an entrepreneur, we try to maximize every self potential by utilizing all the resource we have. While in a businessman, they just want to get profit. Yeah, money. We do want to have money though, but again, the way we achieve those session might be a bit different. Then, okay. Entrepreneur starting ideas. Thank you, Mira. Okay, so the next question then, if you want to be an entrepreneur, what you should own, what you should master. Okay, again, you might chat in chat room. So if you want to be entrepreneur, what thing you have to own, what skill maybe, or do you need some knowledge? Or I myself, I am from a, let's say, linguistic and also language teaching background. If I want to have my own company, do I need to have knowledge on accounting? So, or if you want to build some, let's say, wedding organizer, or if you want to build, let's say, translation service company, what kind of knowledge or skill you have to have? So let me share something to you. Then when we are going to be entrepreneur, there are three main subject matter that we have to really aware of. Okay, those are skill, attitude, and knowledge. Okay, attitude, skill, and knowledge. So there are three things you have to really master. Firstly, about attitude. So why do I put attitude at the first one instead of knowledge or even skill? Because again, this is the basic thing that you have to own by yourself before you go to skill or even knowledge. So to be an entrepreneur or to run entrepreneurship mode in yourself, you have to have your high motivations, you have to be confident, full of initiative, responsible to what you decide, a very good risk taker, diligent of course, and you have a very health, mental and physical subject, and again, you are an information seekers. So this 8 main attitude, I would say, should be mastered. Even though I myself, I might not master all this part, but again, when you are preparing yourself to do so, you have to really make sure that you are in this track in terms of the attitude. And how about skill? How about knowledge? What skill do I need to have instead of this attitude? So there are several skill or even knowledge you have to own if you want to be a entrepreneur. So the skill is that, as we did talk previously, so firstly is the decision making skill. Why? Because you are the wheel of your company. If you go right, it will go right. If you go left, it will go left. So you have to be good in decide something. You are a good problem solver, negotiation, communication, creativity, teamwork, and also management. So these 7 part should be owned by, if you want to really make sure that once you got your attitude in that kind of track, so this skill you have to master. It doesn't mean you have to go to college and do this thing, but again, by looking talk to other people or negotiate with other people, you might be able to do so. Right, and how about the knowledge? As I mentioned, do I need accounting knowledge if I want to build, let's say, language teaching company, something like that? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Why? Because every single thing, okay, right here. The theme is about knowledge. So you have the knowledge about law, you have the knowledge about management, you have the knowledge about economics, accounting, values, business culture, project management, but it doesn't mean you have to do by yourself. So as I mentioned before, then being entrepreneurship, it doesn't mean you have to work like people say the management of dagang sate. Sometimes when everything you do by yourself, you have someone to do so. But again, as the head of the company who found or who direct the company, you have to be able to know about law, management, economic, accounting, values, business, and culture, and of course the project management part. So then the questions. So why do I need to? Why do I decide myself to be an entrepreneur? So I do finally after looking for different kind of job. I've been in several kind of job, being a freelancer, then being a manager in a factory, being a scholarship consultant, being a chevron. Then I decide myself to be mingle and then engage with my current company called Agile Learning Center, working with Reggie, and we found this company. We established this center together. Let's say 5 years ago, and for the time being, I work on as a director. Then why do I decide myself? Because again, I found myself that I'm I should I good at I'm good at multitasking. Yeah. So when you want to be entrepreneur, you have to decide then whether you are not you a multitasking person or not. Then you are a good decision maker, as I mentioned before. And again, when you're being entrepreneur, you have to decide and commit that you would sacrifice most of your time to build up your company. Sometimes you might be, if you have family who doesn't understand about yourself, they might be complaining to you. But again, this is sacrifice. Then because I'm decided to be entrepreneur, because again, we do have a great vision towards a long-term goal. So we know what we are going to have. We know what we are going to, where we are going to go, with whom we are going to talk, and with whom we are going to cooperate, and who we can help with that. Then the fifth one is well communicated. So when you decide to be entrepreneur, you have to be well communicated. Do I master this thing by going to college? No. So I do this by meeting a lot of people, listening to the advice. Especially, I've been talk a lot with Dr. Chandra. Again, I'm also imitate. Okay, take some positive advice from him as well. So we share a lot of thought. Then again, when you are going to be entrepreneur, you have to be an updated person. I mean, you know how to react. For example, in this kind of pandemic, so mostly like language teaching company, they collapse because there is no student, because most of them do something on offline. Then we've been uh, almost 1.5 years in this kind of pandemic, and thanks God, we did very well during that time, and we're still running the company very well. And my last talk is that, so if you are coming from the linguistic background, so what's actually the job option that you might take, either to be in terms of being a entrepreneur? So these several, maybe 6, I could find out for you to be. Either you apply for first in either someone else's company, then you become the entrepreneur. So they are language instructor, I wouldn't say language teacher, then translator, reviewer, maybe journal, or maybe paper, you can do so. Being an interpreter as well. Again, the good thing where you have a linguistic background is that you know how the language work. Instead of teaching, you know how to teach the language. But again, if you can do both, it's very promising combination to be, you are able to teach the language as well as you can describe how the language works. That's why being interpreter, translator, language instructor is the best way to do so. And if you love to do some writing, you can do content writer, been once in that kind of part. And the last time is journalist. So when you love to write and go to a place to take news, being a journalist might be one of the choices when you have the linguistic background as a job option. All right, I think been 15 minutes to talk. So again, it's just sharing. So we got several questions on the
Okay.
chat. We can discuss later. Thank you. And
Thank you very much for Mr. Kadek Swastika for your explanation about how to be a young entrepreneur. And I would like to invite the second speaker, that is Ibu Ana Agung Ayuredi Pudianti MPD, to deliver the explanation, to deliver the material. You also have about 15 minutes to deliver your material. Time is yours, Ibu Agung.
Thank you very much, Ibu Agung Dian. I would say thank you to Dr. Kandra, Ibu Mirsa, and all committee and civitas of Warmadewa University who allow me to present about entrepreneurship today. Okay, actually I feel a bit nervous because this is a very new topic for me. Previously, I used to share about education counseling stuff and then how to study abroad, and now I was assigned to tell my story about entrepreneurship. Well, okay, I'll take the chance. Okay. Okay, so please allow me to share the screen. Okay. Okay, here you go. First of all, I need to make a disclaimer that I'm not having sufficient formal background on entrepreneurship, business or management. So as introduced by the presenter, I am, my education background was in education, purely education. So today, what I would like to tell you is my edupreneurship journey. Okay. Before, I would like to get to know you better. So I would like to receive feedback also from you. And plus, I would like to share OFO voucher as my appreciation for you to fill in the form of survey that I will share in the chat column. I will stop sharing for a moment to access the chat column. Okay, there you go. So for all the participants, I would like to see your response. Please join the survey. Okay, there you go. Okay, don't forget, I will give you a free gift at the end of the presentation. Okay. Here's
Ibu Reggie.
yeah,
Ibu Reggie,
yes,
could I join the free gift?
yes, please. With all my pleasure. Yes, please, doctor. All right. Okay. I actually become very nervous today because of your existence.
Oh, come on! I gonna out of the screen. I gonna out of the screen, Bu Reggie.
No, just kidding, doctor. Okay, this is a glance about me. Here's my education background. So I finished my bachelor and master degree in education, and accidentally found a company in education as well related to study abroad, and it's an education agency and a learning center for a language preparation.
I think you
Okay.
need to clarify yourself, Reggie, whether you are single or get married already. Sorry,
Unfortunately,
sorry,
so
I'm pulling your leg. So I just would like to make you
yeah,
not nervous in front of me. We just,
yeah,
we are
it
at the
released
same
me. Thank
level.
you. You know me so well. Okay, so these are two companies that I lead at the moment. I will introduce a little bit about Adlink Connect. So Adlink Connect is an education agency who help students who want to continue their study abroad. We represent more than 8 countries. So starting from early childhood until adult learner or postdoc degree. Okay, Adling itself has been 36 years experience in this field. So I am the only one who own the license of Adling in Bali. So it's an exclusive partnership. Okay, and then I would like to introduce the second company, which is EG Learning Center. EG Learning Center was fundamentally established to bridge or to prepare the students to become a global citizen, where now it becomes an official off-site test of IELTS. So, and TOEFL test as well. For the TOEFL test, we have a special license to assist students who want to take TOEFL test online. So in Bali, we are the only institution that have the online assessment test license, while the other can have the paper test, but we own both the paper and the online test. Okay. Okay, I want to have your participation after all the fundamental things that Mr. Kadek has explained before. I hope now you have inspiration or any idea of why do you need to be an entrepreneur? I will put the link on the chat box. Including Dr. Kandra can join in. Okay, or any of the participants. I just want to see why do you think you need to be entrepreneur? Because a hard calling is very important in entrepreneur. So you have to find a very fundamental reason for you to start an entrepreneur things. Okay, I will check.
Sorry, Reggie.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not going to join you because you mentioned several times that this is young entrepreneur. I'm already too old to join the young group. I'm not belong to your group. Sorry. No, I'm pulling your
But
leg
you're a
again.
young soul. Okay. Okay, now I will display, I will present the result. I haven't heard any of you, I haven't heard from any of you yet. So can you please write down something, just click the link and then put, why do you need to be an entrepreneur? Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. We've got how many participation here? Okay. To be more creative and courage of myself, okay. That's a very nice reason. Can we have some more participation from the audience? Are you guys there? Okay. I'll be waiting for another 30 seconds probably.
They are still thinking maybe.
Okay, just one single answer. One word is okay. Why do you need to be an entrepreneur? Probably I want to be a boss. I want to be rich. Okay, just a very honest reason from your heart. Why? One of you reads. Thank you. Bossing my job. All right. We got 3 participants at the moment. There are 300s in the room at the moment. Why only 3 participants? Only 0.01%. So can I wait for another 3 seconds?
I wonder if we could say, I want to be a businessman.
Yes,
That's
sure.
okay?
Yes, sure, can. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Bapak. Okay, so
Just participate.
I want to
Okay.
be a business woman also, Bu Agung.
But why? The question is why? Why do you want it? We need a very strong reason for that before we start.
Of course, I would like to have much money.
Oh, much money. Okay, thank you. Warmadewa
Be
should
honest.
consider your salary. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have more. One of you reads. Thank you. Because I can give no. I can give no. To be more creative. Okay. Definitely. We need creativity. Yes. All right. Now, encourage myself. That's the most a few things. So you want to try to be an entrepreneur and see it can challenge yourself probably. Okay, thank you for the participation. Now I'll be back to my presentation. Now I found a honest reason of you. Thank you. And now I would like to tell you why I decided to be an entrepreneur. Okay. There are actually 3 main reasons. First one, I got inspired. And then the second one, it was my mindful decision to take a path as an entrepreneur. And then the last reason, but most important, because the opportunities is in front of me. Okay, that's a very realistic, right? So I never actually think about the money at first. I don't know whether it's wrong or right, but at first I started with got inspired. Okay, this must be a very basic knowledge when you want to start to be an entrepreneur. As what Mr. Kadek has mentioned before, everybody probably familiar with this Casual Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. It was a bestseller book that was first inspired me. So he explained what is employee and then what is self-employee on the left quadrant and then on the right quadrant. How do you start to be a business owner and investor and let the system and the money work for you, something like that. So most of entrepreneurs at the moment, I'm pretty sure they read this book at first. And then after I got inspired by that, I didn't directly decided to be an entrepreneur because it was a long journey of self-search. We cannot measure our success with somebody's rulers. Means that if you think, like what Mr. Kadek have mentioned before, if you think that you don't have that characteristic of entrepreneur in you, probably if you feel that you are more confident with yourself, more confidence, and you think that you can develop more if you're not working with a team, probably entrepreneur might not, or entrepreneur in terms of management and business might not be for you. You might grow better in another way, like self-employed probably. So I've been through this mindful decision until finally I decided, yes, I probably want to be an entrepreneur and build a business. Okay. And then as the last reason that I mentioned, that I got those opportunities. So I got these guys were the founder of Adlink. So we met, and then he offered me. I used to be their employee, but they offered me license. I didn't know what they see in me, but they offered me license. It was an honor for me because as an employee, and then now we became a business partner. And then after I got a licensing of having a partnership with Adling, who has many MOU with university or direct partnership with university abroad, then I dare myself to build up EG because the student needs support. I don't know how magic happened. The team were there. The opportunities, the job, those are our first IELTS students from another private university in Bali. This building was our first building, very first building, with one consultation room and one classroom. That's how we start. So when the class began, the traffic was crowded because of us. Okay, so this how we start. And these are our very first teacher training program. And our first anniversary attended by the education department from the government. Okay, as you can see here, Mr. Kade is free at that moment until he got his lovely wife and son. Okay, and afterward we moved to a better building. Now we have several facilities until we own licensing for becoming a center. Until more community.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so thank you for Dr. Chandra for opening the path to Warmadewa.
Who is the handsome tall boys?
Seems that I knew him, and I owe him a lot. Thank you.
No.
And until the community put us trust, we made MOU with several private university in Bali, and we work together. And this is us now. So you might think that how lucky you are. Hey, you want it, and then the opportunities are there. Okay, I would like to tell you my definition of luck. So I take this quote: luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So those stories are only the beginning. Here, I want to tell you what is beyond the journey. Okay, I believe that this is probably necessary for those who want to start entrepreneurship world because it is not as easy as what you've seen. It is an iceberg. You don't see how hard they try. Okay, so I believe that life is a puzzle. These are puzzle of my journey. So this might be different with somebody else's. So there are several puzzles in my journey. Like I mostly follow my intuition. I love to build up relationship. And then I have my formal education background. At first, I didn't realize what is that for because it's only a chunk, a part, a small part that I see, but I don't know why should I be there? Why should I knew him? Why should I knew this person? Why should I be in a certain community? I don't know. I just, if I want to go there, I just go there. So that's how I started. So this is the first puzzle of all of those stories. So I started my formal education background in education. Means that I've been studying a formal education for 6 years in education. I know every details on pedagogy, English, and then psychology, children development, something like that. At that moment,
Excuse me, Buradi.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You look very different. Are you really the one that talk with us now? The
Why
one
are
that
you?
using the toga?
Is she better or not?
Uh, I
Please
think
don't be
the
honest. Please don't be honest, doctor. Okay.
so just leave it.
Yeah, I take it as a compliment, doctor. Okay, so
Thank you.
that's an intermezzo. Thank you, doctor. Okay, so I started I didn't realize if this gonna be my bread and butter at the moment. So at that time, I felt that I was trapped. Probably if we relate with linguistics.
Excuse me, Bu Gong Ready, you still have about 7 minutes.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll make it fast.
Okay.
I'll make it fast. Okay, so it can take hours or 3 days, 4 days to talk about all this. Okay, so I'll make it fast. So at that moment, I felt that I was trapped because I have interest in business, but finally I have to study about education. And now I realize why I should study about education. And then I'm building, maintain a genuine relationship. You might want to highlight on a genuine relationship. These are picture of my junior high school friends. I couldn't find the elementary school, senior high school. I built up a good relationship with my senior, junior, lecturer, and my my former office mate, something like that. So I have that genuine relationship until I found they who became my core team at the moment building this entrepreneur. Yeah, so we start from a genuine relationship previously. Okay, and then this is my third puzzle. I have curiosity on business. So I started to join or to see or to meet with a person, with a mentor, which is in the business world, like Tung Desem Waringin, Anna Ahira. So I follow all of the business seminars that I could afford while I'm still young and free and single. Okay, so I invest a lot of money, energy, and time on my head and plus my heart. I'm not a Buddhist. This one is Buddhist. This is Ajahn Brahm. He wrote a bestseller book, but I learned peace from him. And then this is Muslim figure, R.B. Sentanu. Actually, this is another chunk of my life where I found myself. Means that entrepreneur is a hard work. You need to make it balanced. Actually, I've attended several hypnotherapies and LP seminar, but I couldn't find the photos. But this, what I want to tell you, these are the puzzle that when I were in that moment, I don't understand why I should be there. I might attend a seminar only because my friends called me, so I came, something like that. But I didn't know why. I didn't realize. And then I have a curiosity to continue my study abroad, and then it bring me to work at Adling, and it became where it became my company at the moment. Okay, so opportunities versus readiness. So readiness, is very important because readiness for opportunity makes for success. Without readiness, if you are not ready, if you're not building it, opportunity is nothing.
You are ready already, Bu Ready.
Since I was born, thanks to my parents, name me Reggie. Okay, so I believe in the that those who are close to you is by your vibration and energy. As the old saying goes, birds of the same feather flock together. So I believe that those who work with me, my core team at the moment, has the same vibration with me, especially in entrepreneurship. Okay. Okay. The teamwork. I also believe that if you don't think that you need to be an entrepreneur at the moment, or you don't think that you need to build a system at the moment, probably you need to consider that teamwork makes dream work. So one day you will be tired, you will be, you don't enjoy working alone. So while you have time, why don't you build up your team? Okay, because with team you can go further. With alone you can go faster, but with team you can go further. That's what I believe. Okay, should you forget anything that I've told you before, that's okay. But please remember this one, follow your heart. So you don't measure yourself by others, follow your heart, it will guide you, because I believe that he is within you. So should you want to start your entrepreneurship journey now, ask your heart and it will guide you. Okay, so should you forget all, just remember this. Okay, if you want to have contact, because of the time limitation as well, if you want to have contact with me, get in touch with me. This is my personal number and personal email. You can poke me there. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for the moderator. I give it back to you.
Well, thank you very much to Ibu Agong Reddy. It is a very interesting journey to be an entrepreneur, Ibu Agong. And it gives us a lot of inspiration, I think. Well, I would like to move to the next session, that is discussion session. Here we have two questions from Indra first. Is a businessman or businesswoman should start with capital or money to build a new business? And then the Ibu Agung or Bapak Kadek Swastika, would you like to give a response to this question, please?
Okay. Right. So I might be take a chance to answer these questions then. Okay, so the question is that having money at the beginning is a must for you if you want to build a business? I would say, I myself, so I was talking based on my experience, I would say no, because again, somehow in developing business, it doesn't mean you have to own much amount of money, because again, business doesn't only need money, they also need ideas, they also need a plan. So when you don't have money, so make sure you have your own clear view of what you're going to build up. You have a clear pathway that you can sell to someone else, that who are going to be your team, that will support you by their money. So I would say, I myself, I don't have money to build my business, but then I do pitching. So I mean, I find someone who has the same vibration as Buredi said before then, and try to, hey, do you have money? I have this kind of idea. Say if we can work together, so we can develop this kind of business. So then, if you don't have money, you have to own a clear, also visionary ideas to build up a business. But if you don't have both of that, I might think that you try to be one of them. If you don't have any ideas, get a lot of money to have. Okay, so I think that's one for me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Bapak Kadek Swastika. Is there any additional information or from Ibu Agong Reddy, please?
Yes, I do agree with my partner, because we started with a very minimum budget. Means that we should have start with trust first, because capital came after the trust. So we should highlight on the trust. There are so many people out there has so many fundings for you, as long as you have their trust. You can find angel investor, you can borrow the bank. Yeah, capital is necessary. Somehow trust is more important. Just like what happened at the moment, actually we can get excuse from the bank for not paying the loan, but we didn't take it. Means that we still get the bank trust, we can get the partner trust, something like that. So as long as you have the trust, capital can be easily get. Okay.
Well, thank you, Ibu Agung Reggie, for your answer.
So, maybe I would like to add a little bit more, Ibu Reddy and Made. I think
Yes,
both is right.
Yes.
It is a yes or it is a no.
Yes.
Yes means that maybe it's more easier for you to start your business. No, if you can sell your idea, and a lot of investors outside. And I think I fully agree with Ibu Puji, Ibu Reddy, that we need trust. If somebody else who got a lot of money then trusts you, they will working with you. I agree with Bu Reddy and Pak Kade. So the answer is yes and no. Could I make it clear? Yeah.
Thank you, Bapak Dr. Chandra. And then we move to the next question from Mira. The question is about the strategies to pass the challenges in running business. Ibu Agung Reddy or Bapak Kadek Swastika, would you like to give response to this question, please?
Okay. So yeah, the question is, what is the appropriate strategies to pass the challenges during running a business? I would say that there is no the best strategy in terms of passing the challenges. Again, then when you have challenges, is something that must be there while you're running a business. It means that when you do business, there is only two: either you got profit or you have a loss on your business. So the most, I would say, the applicable strategies must be based on that current situation. You have to really observe and also examine what's going on with the challenges, why it happened, because of what that has happened. So by doing so, a prior analysis or prior observation, maybe in-depth observation about the challenges, then you can give the best solution for that. Yeah. For example, so if like today, then in my company, so we've been almost more than a year to have the pandemic. And of course, what's going on? People doesn't have money to put their kids on a course because, again, some people thought that English course is kind of tertiary needs, not a primary needs for them. So most of them drop, stop for a while, break their students to come here. But then what we should do we have to, okay, because there's no students, okay, we close the company. No, that's not a strategy to open that kind of challenges. Instead of that, we try to find a new method. We try to find a new approach. How could make them still stay with us within the condition? For example, maybe we have to give more service to the parents, or we might to, let's say, decrease a slight decrease on the prices. Yeah, and again, before giving a correct, let's say, strategies to your challenges, please try to observe. Yeah, observe why it's happened, to whom it's happened, and what we can deal with that. And of course, we do talking with the team. I think Buredi would say more with that thing.
Okay, you have answered it completely, Mr. Kade. I couldn't agree more because as I mentioned before, my puzzle might not be your puzzle. So, but however, obstacles or problem will always be there in an entrepreneurship or in any journey. But what you have to hold on is go back to your reason. That's why I'm asking, what is your reason to be an entrepreneur? That will strengthen you. That's the first one. And then the second one, don't lose your integrity no matter what. Means that no matter what you are in, face your problem, face it. Don't lose your integrity. Something like that what I can explain. I'll go back again to the trust matter. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for the answer, Ibu Agung. And then the next question comes from Diwan. The question is, what is the most suitable business to develop during the pandemic? So, do you have any idea about this, Bapak Karim or Ibu Agung Reni? Ibu Agung Reni.
A very nice question. Okay, maybe Burede can do first then. What is the good business? Okay, appropriate business.
Okay, that's challenging. That's a challenging question. However, there will always be an opportunities. Okay, you can, even if you are in the rain, you can dance the rain. Means that this is a disaster for everybody. But while in this kind of situation, there's always be someone who get the profit. So for example, like e-commerce now is raising, online study is now raising, online training is also raising. You just need to relate it to with your passion. What is your passion? You cannot decide to do business only because of trends. Do you remember Ake Stone trends? It disappears. Do you remember the leaf? What leaf is that? Like plants trends when at the beginning of the pandemic, when you follow that, now it disappears. You don't do business because of the trends, but you have to analyze the demands and you have to stick on your choice. Something like I hope that answer you. Yeah. Or anyone want to add?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. Again, so when you want to start a business, again, you have to, as I mentioned, you have to observe the demand of the market and what people needs. Again, for the timing, as long as you can provide something easily, just in front of the door, and something that make them happier, and they can have more time to do so, and they will be happy with your business. For example, if you couldn't cook, just if you love to cook, just open kind of a online food service, something like that, and observe the market around you, what kind of food they love to eat, make something like that, and then will be boom. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry, Pak Kade and Bu Reddy. Seems to me that all participants would like to have a shortcut. They would like to have magic from you. They thought that you are a magician that can, change everything overnight. That's what I'm afraid of, because everybody seems to me afraid to fail. Everybody fail. That's fine. Every human make their failure. But what people need to learn is how we can learn from failure that we made in the past and do it better, change it. They would expect you, a magician, Bu Reddy and Pak Kade, that you can change everything overnight. Shortcut. How you should learn, so you can pass the exam without learning everything. You just daydreaming and you pass your examination. Can you do that, Bu Reddy?
I told you the puzzles of life. I mean that I've been there several years ago. I don't know what is that about, and now I know by seeing the picture. Oh, okay, I should be in this world. That's the process.
Yeah. Everybody have their own pattern of their puzzle, so it doesn't need to be the same with Bu Reddy. With look like sweet, and but they don't know how hard work that you have been working. Sorry, I keep restraining myself for not interfering the session, but I really very much interested, to the topic that you are, sharing with the audience.
Yes.
So I finally stand here, I didn't do actually my plan in Tabanan, but I joined your session instead.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kandra, for the additional information and additional sharing about how to cope with the situation to be a businessman in this pandemic situation. Well, I would like to invite for the next discussion session. Is there anyone to answer? Is there anyone to ask some question again?
Ibu Dian, while we are waiting, can I take some names to win the OVO prize that I've mentioned before and some merchandise from Adling and Reggie?
That's nice. Thank you, Ibu Agung Ready. For the student who asked the question, maybe.
No. For those who did the registration, for those who give me feedback on the link.
All right then.
Okay.
So,
should
should I chat you or?
No. Can I take the display? Screen sharing. Can I do screen sharing?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. There you go. There are 6 participants. If you want to join the next session, I mean that if you want to give me feedback now, I will start with this 8. But if you want to fill in the form now, we'll probably make a second session. Okay, I'll give one OVO voucher to the winner. Okay, this is just an intermezzo.
All right, that's great, Ibu Agung. Yeah.
Okay, Krencia Isidora Wea. Okay.
Krencia Isidora Wea.
Okay, I hope you put your genuine contact so I can reach you after this. Everybody who fill in the feedback for me in the link that I have shared in the chat box, we will give you a free e-voucher for IELTS or TOEFL preparation. So please ensure that you share your genuine contact to us. Okay.
Well, congratulations. So would you like to turn it again?
Yes, but I need more participants because only 8 of them. If you need if more participants want to fill in the form and give me feedback, I'm going to start the next after the next question. Probably we will do it again. We'll do the quiz again. Yeah. Krencia, I will send you a OVO or Shopee or GoPay voucher. Right. Oh, now I've got 9 responses. I hope I get okay. I hope all can participate and give me feedback. So I'll be back to Warmadewa to share anything.
So now I know that Bu Reddy is really a pedagang acung.
Pelaju. Now you know what did I learn in the seminar, right? Life puzzle.
Bu Reddy, remember my address, right? You know my genuine address. So I keep waiting.
Yes, sir. Can I choose some jewelry, probably?
No, I'm pulling your leg again.
Okay.
Can I say
yes,
something? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We're going to the moderator.
Yes.
So I started the point. Let me give great appreciation to Dr. and Kandra who.
No,
Yeah.
not again.
Who set up this webinar because well today we are following the successful of the young entrepreneur, especially in education. as we know that today we just got some enlightenment, some what's that some I mean many things to at least to add our horizon in entrepreneurship. And to both of the speaker today, you are now as a edu entrepreneur, right? So this entrepreneur, to me, is not probably in my mind, it's not very popular because so far the when we talk about entrepreneurship, so people focus on selling products only, goods, culinary publication, and so on, but not creating something to give services like what you do at the moment, right? E.g., learning center. So, would you please or give or you encourage the young people, the participant today, talking about entrepreneurship, it's not only selling, fried rice, sure, cheese, but also can help the people in to increase their knowledge, education, right? Yeah, and this is a good example. That's why I would like to give very great appreciation. And I do hope also that next time, probably because I'm in charge as the secretary of Master of Management, in the future, why not? We could set up something that beneficial for our students. Because at MM we have what we call as business incubator of MM. So in this MM, and we will very grateful if Pak Kade and Bung Reggie could come and then share something to us to MM. I think it will be good for us, right? And my suggestion probably for both of you. So please encourage the young generation to be not only common entrepreneur, but edu entrepreneur as you do at the moment. I think it's a good chance. So, talking about the person not only selling good, but also services, good and services, right? Yeah, and then again, hopefully one day both of you could share something, particularly with our student at the Master of Management, right? And thank you again. And then, I had great presentation heard good presentation from both of you. And thank you for Dr. Kandra and also Buk Mirsa who set up this webinar. Okay, I think that's all. No, actually, I have no question, but just try to share what I have actually in my mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pak Kade, for your sharing. Yeah. And don't forget to respond the link that have been shared by Ibu Agung, and also fill the survey on the link that has been shared also here on the chat. Well, there is no question again from the participant.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Moderator. Yeah. Thank you. I would like. Yes. Thank you so much. I would like to add something to our speakers today. Yeah. Because we're talking about being an entrepreneur or a businessman. So I would like to have the opinions on my question. My question is, what do you think the best way to grow and foster passion in becoming an entrepreneur? Because I think I don't have a passion in running a business. Once I joined an MLM as a multi-level marketing, it was an Oriflame. Unfortunately, I couldn't make up with its long and complex process to get successful. So here, I need your opinions. Yeah, actually, I wish I could be like people they want to be, and they could be an entrepreneur a businessman, but I think myself cannot. So that's my question. Thank you so much.
Well, Ibu Agong ready or Pak Kade, Swastika, would you like to respond or give answer, please?
Okay. So yeah, deciding yourself into being entrepreneur is just not it's not an easy choice to do. So, Mr. Heather, yeah, as you mentioned, you've been into several business, then your oil flame, multi-level marketing, and I've been into this kind of thing as well. But then I didn't find my passion on that. Yeah. So actually, I must say, most people thought that I'm a tour guide because I have a good English. Most people want me to be in tourism, be a tour guide and everything. But the bad thing, I couldn't get money from that. And then basically I love teaching. So it means that I would say then the best way to make your decision, and I want to be a businessman, find your passion. What's actually you love to do? Yeah, what is actually something that you really love to do? I do love doing something. Okay, uh, I have been built another business in Klungkung where we, let's say, sell a coconut sugar, something like that. Let's say 3 or 4 years. I'm manager. Then I built up the business from a very zero. Then I got the factory, but later I found that is not my passion to do so. I still love to meet people, sharing my knowledge, teaching them. Then I moved. I met Buredi and something like that. We become something like this today. And and being in this kind of job, so I even teach, let's say, 8 to 12 hours a day. I teach. There is certain year in my company that I have to teach the kids, or let's say the adult in the morning, then move to the kids in the afternoon, and the another adult in the evening. So I have to switch my own approach and also my own way to teach from a very smiley person with the kids, and I got very serious with the adult. But I couldn't find any tiredness on that because I love to do so, because I really happy and I really love to meet some other people. That's why the main point is, what's your passion? What's something you love to do without thinking, okay, I have to do now. Similar, I think it's similar to when you go to school. If you don't like mathematics, for example, you wouldn't take that kind of subject even the next day is the exam. But if you love something like economic and you love to do the accounting, even there is no homework for that, you still want to do so. You still want to keep the book to be read. Yeah, I would say that's a very simple way to do to put yourself into a businessman or into an entrepreneur. Find yourself, like what you say, follow your heart. What actually your heart wants you to be. But of course, there will be so much challenging, so much burden. Then that is where yourself is being examined by the nature. So you have to be able to pass those challenges by what? By thinking by yourself? No. You might meet someone else, get someone else's advice, read some book, and then that's the process when you try to make the statue of yourself, when you try to let's say position yourself in the real situation. I think that's all about what I feel. That might not be work from for the people, but that's the best way I can say that. I hope that answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sostika. Yeah, actually, that was good. Excuse me, moderator, may I
Yes.
directly give responses?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, please, Ever.
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so it was true what you just said, Mr. Sostika, that we need to we need to identify the things that we love to do. Yeah, that's true. But like myself, I have been dealing with educational activities with education field actually. So I focus on teaching. I focus on my desire, my passion in teaching languages, especially English and Indonesian. Um, but most of people advise me to run a business other than teaching languages. But yes, that's true, and I really love it to have it. The problem is that when I started, and I find it challenging, and so I will get lost. I mean, I will just get stuck. So I don't have a further, something like solutions to move forward. Yeah, but okay, let me just try what you have suggested. Uh, okay, uh, I need to find it more. I need, yeah. I need to meet more people. I need to discuss things. I need to see things of them. I need to discuss the ideas so that I can get the inspiration, the motivation about how to build my passion, how to foster a strong passion in running a business and business work. Yeah,
Good.
thank you, Mr. Susti.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome then.
Thank you, Mr. Ever. And would you like to give any comment, or is there any comment or respond again from Bapak Kadek Swastika or Bu Agung Ready?
Okay, probably I'll add a little bit more if we still have time.
Yes.
Okay, so for Bapak Made Sunyastra, thank you very much for the invitation. We would love to be invited to meet you in another session in management faculty. And then for Ever, thank you for the question. I think Mr. Kadek have answered most of them. It depends on the approach. But if I can add a little bit more, if you have the spark in your heart, saying that you have to do entrepreneur without any force from other, so keep it light. It will lead you find a way. Probably now you join like multi-level marketing. It's not a bad thing. I learned a lot from multi-level marketing. I didn't fail. I achieved a certain level at that moment, which is quite a high achievement and brings me a lot of money. But I didn't, in that success, I didn't find my sparks. So I changed, not because I failed, but because I want to change. Something like that. But there, I learned a lot about management, marketing basic, and how you struggle, mean that teamwork, and a lot of things. I don't know at that moment what that puzzle, I just can see it as a chunk, as I mentioned. But now I can see a bit clearer than before. So that's probably your way. But if you don't find a spark in your heart to be an entrepreneur, if you are happy to do it on your own without being an entrepreneur, that's also okay. Anyone can be their best version in anything, not only in entrepreneur. At the end, after all of those money, after all of those things, at the end, if you ever seen a Maslow hierarchy of needs, finally, you will only need to have your, what do we call it? Self-actualization. That's the end of the search, probably. So it's not necessarily about money, like probably like what Mr. Kandra have done today. Why should have he spend his time to be with us? Not in his major, not in his field, something like that. So it's just a self-actualization at the end. So don't forget your heart in every step you take. And that's probably what I can add. Thank you. Hope that answer you ever. Best luck with it.
Well, thank you, Ibu Agung Ready. Because the time is over, so we are going to move to the conclusion. There are some points to be concluded in this great discussion. So the first is, it is very impossible for us to be an entrepreneur, although our basic is linguistic or whatever it is. You can find your own passion to be an entrepreneur. And we have to get trust from our partner in running a business. And if you find some challenges, please observe the business first, because every business will have different challenges. And don't lose your integrity, go back to the trust, because every business will have their own puzzle. Well, that is all the discussion session. Thank you very much once again to Mr. Kadek Swastika and also Ibu Agong Reddy for the very nice discussion and sharing, and very you are very great speakers today. Thank you very much, and we would like to give the time back to the Master of Ceremony.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Dian, as moderator today, and thank you so much once again for both of the speakers today. And well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the agenda of this entrepreneurship seminar, graduate program of Linguistics, Warmadewa University today, Wednesday, 19 May 2021. And on behalf of the committee, we do apologize if during this seminar you find inconvenient condition or situation. And we would like to thanks again to the kind participant for the kind attention, and also for the both of the speakers today. And now let me close the ceremony by good afternoon all, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye-bye.
Kandra.
Thank you,
Thank
Pak
you.
Okay, you are
Thank
welcome. You are very
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you, Pak
I
Kadek
spend
Swastika.
all my hours, to be with all of you. Thank you.
It is very nice, Dr. Wayan Kandra. Yes, Pak Kadek Suniasto, thank you.
Terima kasih
Bapak
Bapak.
Dr.
Semua.
Ida Bagus
Sukses,
Sudayana,
sama-sama.
Thank
Bapak
you
Dr.
so
Semua Pak Kadek.
much.
Iya
Suniasto,
Bapak.
Bu Bung Reddy,
Kita
Ketemu
thank
lagi
you
nanti
once
Bapak.
again.
See you when you see
See you
we
next time.
in another
See you next time.
Yeah,
opportunities. Thank
oh
you.
please,
Okay, see you when I
soon.
see you. Bye.
Yeah.
Pigeon
Thank
live
you.
ya.
Yeah.
Okay, bye bye for now.
Bye Bapak.